Good afternoon, and welcome to DueDil Spotlight. My name is Justin Fitzpatrick, co-founder and CEO of DueDil. It's wonderful to have so many of you here joining us this afternoon. We're here today to talk about a topic that relates to all of us: digital transformation. Outside of regulatory compliance, this is probably the topic that I hear come up most often amongst business leaders. And it's a topic that's particularly near and dear to my heart, because at DueDil, we have the pleasure of working with hundreds of our clients to implement their digital transformation initiatives. Today, I'd like to go over some of the things that brought us to where we are today and that's put digital transformation at the top of the agenda. In the last 5 to 10 years, we've seen three main changes that have gotten us where we are. The first is regulation as a driver of innovation. Now, I'm from the United States, where regulation is a little bit of a dirty word. But having been in the UK for the last 10 years, I've seen the impact that regulatory initiatives such as PSD2, open banking, and GDPR has had on reshaping not only the regulatory landscape, but the competitive landscape as well. These regulations have forced incumbents to update their business models and push them to higher levels of automation as they try and serve the increasingly complex segment known as SMEs. The second main change that we've seen is shifting customer expectations. These are expectations for what a digital product should look and feel like, how much we're willing to pay for it, and even how we pay for it. And this is particularly true within a B2B context. Now, our experience as consumers has led and set our expectations around how a digital product should look and feel. And now B2B is having to catch up. But some of the incumbents are struggling a little bit. And this is why, over the last 10 or so years, we've seen a huge surge of VC-backed money into tech-enabled challengers. Since 2010, there's been nearly $100 billion invested into fintechs. And you can see that green bar there represents Europe. Europe is taking an increasing share of this total, with London as the biggest beneficiary. This is why in the last 3 to 5 years, we've seen London evolve as a global hub for fintech. The third main change that we've seen is around technology, specifically the adoption of microservices and API-based architectures. If the 2000s was about the move from on-prem to the cloud, this decade will be defined by the mass adoption of APIs to serve internal and external customers of digital products. So all this change has obviously created a ton of opportunity. The good news for many of us in this room is that the time to market and the customer's time to value is shorter than it's ever been. The bad news for some of you is that the time to market and the customer's time to value is shorter than it's ever been, right? So we need to find new ways of adapting and incorporating this technology into the way that we provide our products. So that's a bit of a strategic overview of how we got here. The harder thing is knowing how to respond. At DueDil, we have the advantage of being able to work with hundreds of customers across their digital transformation journey. And we've been big beneficiaries of the three changes that I've mentioned. We've taken advantage of regulatory changes and APIs to contextualize billions of data points on companies and the people behind them. We apply the latest technologies in machine learning and AI to provide unparalleled insight on the SMEs that so many of you deal with on a daily basis. And we build applications on top of that information in order to support your customer journey and delivery of digital products. So this puts us in a pretty unique position. In addition to working with a wide variety of clients, both incumbents and challengers, it's allowed us to see different approaches that organizations are taking to digital transformation. And we've made some observations around what success looks like. The first is that technology must be a part of an organization's strategic goals. It has to form part of the way that executives are evaluated and also compensated. In one of our clients, they actually target their business leaders on revenue from products that don't yet exist today, right? That's a way for them to overcome the inertia that can often settle in around existing business lines. The second change to remember, or the second thing to remember, is that progress is relative. You know, it's great if you've reduced your customer onboarding time by 50%. That might net you some cost savings. But it's probably not going to win you market share if your competitors reduced it by 90%. And that brings us on to our third point, which is the one metric that really matters needs to be tied to the customer's time to value. There's that old saying that you only get one chance to make a first impression. And that rings truer today than it ever has, when SMEs have more choice and fewer and lower switching costs than they've ever had before. So that's kind of an overview of what we see in the market. I want to talk to you today about the event that we have planned for you. We've got an amazing list of speakers this afternoon from companies such as TransUnion, Dow Jones, Santander, and Encino, just to name a few. Now, you'll hear from companies that are at different stages of their journey towards digital transformation. There are some that are quite far down the line, some that are starting out, and others who have had digital transformation at the very heart of what they do from the beginning. We hope that in all cases, you'll be able to take away some actionable steps and insights that help you implement change more effectively within your own organizations. So we've divided the day into 3 parts. In the first, we're going to talk to you a little bit about what we've been working on in order to help support our clients better as they deal with the exposure they have to SMEs. We're then going to bring up an industry panel of experts who are going to talk about strategies around digital transformation in regulated environments, which can be particularly challenging. We're then going to break out into 2 streams. And this is really to get into the nuts and bolts of how you drive change in your organization. When we speak with our customers, there are really 2 main elements of the customer journey that they focus on. One is how they bring technology and data to make their go-to-market more efficient. The second is how they use it in order to provide an onboarding process that's both compliant and seamless, and ideally reinforces the relationship that the customer feels with your brand. Finally, we're going to come back together to hear from Deborah Searle, MVO, MBE. Deborah is a truly remarkable woman who has a host of accomplishments across her career as a professional adventurer, a presenter, and entrepreneur. But the coolest thing about Deborah is not her accomplishments. It's actually her ability to galvanize a team to go out and do some of the crazy stuff that she does. So as you go through today, I'd encourage you to listen out for the 3 elements that we feel form part of any successful digital transformation: technology, data, and people. As the leader of a tech company that provides data on SMEs, those first 2 are probably not going to surprise you. But I would say this third element around people is probably the one that goes the furthest in determining successful outcomes. There was a recent McKinsey study of executives in financial services, and 46% of them said that they felt their greatest challenge was around behavioral and cultural change. Now, if any of you have worked in big banks or insurers, that is probably obvious, right? But I think the thing that's interesting is that this challenge is no less critical inside technology companies, right? Technology companies have the advantage of being kind of digitally native and knowing how to use data to provide a better customer experience. But few are attuned to the sensitivities of working within highly regulated industries and the responsibility that that entails. So when we put these 3 things together that I've talked about, regulation, shifting customer expectations, and the massive adoption of APIs, we see a fundamentally different vision of the future emerging. It's one which is founded on to a much greater degree on collaboration, where competitive lines are sometimes blurred, but the overall ecosystem is richer for it. This is where DueDil's vision comes into play, and this is where we want to be the fuel of a more informed and connected economy. My hope is that because so many of you turned out today, you also share some part of this vision. So to kick things off and get us into the day, I want to invite up my colleague, Mirit Lugassi. Mirit is our head of account management. Many of you know her well. She's been working with our clients for the last 3 years to help them get the most out of DueDil's end-to-end solution and implement change in your organizations. She's going to tell you a little bit about what we've been working on and what you can expect to gain from it. So with that, I'd like to thank you all once again for turning out today. It's great to see so many people here. Over to you, Mirit.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Mirit, and I am head of account management at DueDil. As Justin mentioned, clients are at the heart of what we do at DueDil. And what we've been trying to do is to try and help solve some of the challenges that they're facing in this time of digital transformation. My team and I meet clients on a daily basis, and they invite us to help them think of how they can transform their customer journey for SME. Justin mentioned that journey, and I'm sure it's kind of known to all of you as well. There's probably two main elements of the customer journey that we try and help our clients deal with. The first one is your go-to-market strategy. Our clients are trying to identify, segment, and size the market that they should be targeting. The second stage is the onboarding. Here, clients will try and verify, evaluate, or risk assess SMEs that they are interacting with. At the heart of the customer journey lies data and technology, which is why in DueDil we were very busy over 2018 trying to bring new solutions that will help solve some of the challenges that we've seen. So I'd like to show you today some of the new enhancements that we're bringing, some exciting announcements, all related to the customer journey. So I'll start with the first step of the customer journey, the go-to-market strategy. Here, we hear clients say that that it's hard for them to identify which SMEs they should be targeted. I'll tell you why. Our clients have messy data. They have messy data and messy CRMs. We're talking about inaccurate, stale, in most cases, duplicate information. And without access to accurate data, our clients are unable to understand how does the market look like. They're unable to answer very important questions like who should we prospect, which customers should we upsell, and how big is the market. So what they try and do is to waste time and effort to correct the data, clean the data, not to mention the frustration involved in that process. And I think there's a few clients here in the room that this could really resonate with. So what happens is that the client ends up wasting way too much time trying to understand who is the prospect, as opposed to understand how can we make that prospect into a customer. Some of the solutions we've seen are trying to solve it in-house or potentially buying external data sets. This only brought the client back to the starting point because an external data set that you download becomes stale from the moment you download it. And even if you take clean data and you don't have a way of matching it back to your own CRM data, you're just left with more data. So as Justin mentioned, in DueDil, we have the ability to contextualize billions of data sources and make a unified picture of the SME market. So we thought, why not make that available to our clients? Why not allow our clients to be able to match their data to the DueDil data, append it, clean it, link connections, and understand their market? That process leads me to a very exciting announcement, which is a new product from DueDil, introducing DueDil DataWorks. DueDil DataWorks is a new solution from DueDil. It's a new line of product, and the purpose of DueDil DataWorks is to allow clients the ability to match, clean, append, and understand their data. Because the moment we unlock the need for data, we unlock the ability to understand your market. So if dirty data and ability to segment the market or ability to know how to grow is some of the challenges that your team are dealing with, please join us at the DueDil Genius Bar. We have a live demonstration of how DataWorks works, and also we have the product team there ready to speak to you about it. Great. The second stage of the customer journey is onboarding. Here we have clients with a different type of struggle. On the onboarding side of things, as Justin mentioned, unless you have the right type of data, technology, or people, onboarding could be a very manual and complex process. So automation of credit decisions or compliance decisions is very crucial to create a customer-centric approach to onboarding. So here, our clients challenge with the need to get as much information as possible on the SMEs as part of the application process, while still delivering on customer experience. Our clients need a streamlined solution. So we've been able to do that and deliver it through our automations and API, but our clients' needs are evolving and changing even more. And now clients need access not only to information on SMEs, they want more information like accounts and credit information and consumers, et cetera. No more manual interactions, no more emails, no more forms. So for us to deal with the enhanced need of our clients and for us to actually build the vision of becoming a fuel of a more connected and informed economy, we need to form partnerships. So there are 2 partnerships I would like to share with you today. Last year, we have introduced our partnership with TransUnion, formerly known as Call Credit. Call Credit is a leading provider in consumer information. With Call Credit, DueDil is able to offer KYC for business, which means a complete solution of know your business and know your customer in one place. This year, I would like to announce a new partnership, a partnership with Validus. Validus contextualize management account data for multiple accounting platforms. And with the DueDil and Validus partnership, we're actually seeing an extension to the digital transformation that Justin was talking about. SMEs are now willing to give companies access to their own information in return to a better customer experience. So through DueDil and Validus, what our clients will be able to do is to access not only complete and authoritative information on SMEs provided by us at DueDil, but also real transactional data on management accounts in one place. That way, they're able to ensure customer experience, streamline solutions, and have decisions that are based not only just on company data, but also on management accounts. If our partnership with Validus or TransUnion is something you'd like to hear more, come to our partner stand, our Validus stand, in the break. We have a live demo of how the partnership actually works, and we'd love to chat to you about that as well. So lastly, our product and engineering team, alongside building new solutions and also launching new partnerships, wanted to enhance and build on core functionalities we know our clients love. The first is keywords. For those of you who don't know what keywords is our proprietary technology that our customers absolutely love. It's the ability for clients to understand what is the exact line of business of the SMEs that they're dealing with. Some will do that to find new prospects or to verify SMEs as and when they come to them. So we're going to continue to build on keywords. We're going to launch them internationally, and we're going to improve and enhance the way that our customers interact with them. Alongside keywords, we'll also continue working on our business information graph. The business information graph is our ability to contextualize SMEs to their counterparties and the people behind them. What we're going to do with the business information graph, which is global, is we're going to add flags for risks and opportunities associated with the SMEs and their counterparties you're dealing with, which means in one place you'll be able to see your SMEs, their counterparties, and any flags and risks associated with them across the whole group. Lastly, if we complete the customer journey, once you've done your go-to-market strategy and onboarded the customer, you want to keep on monitoring them on an ongoing basis because risks and opportunities may arise and you might want to start the customer journey again. So here, our product and engineering team are going to work on a new and improved dashboard for notifications and events, which will allow you to keep track of your customers and prospects. So as you can see, 2018 was a busy year for us in DueDil, and there's much more to look forward to in 2019. Clients are at the heart of what we do, and we want to thank all the clients who have been working with us over the past few years, inviting us to help solve challenges in your customer journey. This really helps drive our vision to create a more connected and informed economy. For those of you who haven't worked with us yet, we hope you found today valuable, and we hope that the interactions with us today will be an indication of how we could potentially help in your customer journey wherever you are in that process.